This week, I have collected 3 Reddit stories, and I want you to be the judge of who is AITA. Are you up to the challenge? Let's start. Theme of the week. Why husband? Tell me why. TLDR. I'm taking a day away from my husband and son to be comfortable with going back to work. Husband has never had a day alone with son, so I asked him to try to figure it out, but I'll be available if needed. He told his mother to come and help. I said no. He thinks I'm ridiculous. I, 30F, and my husband, 33M, welcomed our first child this past September. I have been fortunate to be on maternity leave, but that ends next week. My husband had 2 months off and has been working full-time since. He's off on Sundays and Mondays. I have never left my son except to go to a wedding in December, but we were only away for 3 of his wake hours. My in-laws watched over him and everything was fine. I go back to work next week and my son will be attending daycare. My husband is off this entire week and we've just been taking a staycation. I told my husband, though, I want 1 day on my own to get more comfortable from being away from our baby and that I want him to have the day with the baby on his own. He has never been alone with him for more than an hour. He is a good father, though, and will help out when needed. But he has never been there for the full-blown cries and fussiness while having to take care of the house. A few days ago, we went to a friend's house and our son was screaming bloody hell. Whenever I held him, he would calm down. Whenever my husband held him, he would just scream and cry even louder. So my husband just passed him along to me. I was getting frustrated because I just wanted to relax with friends, and he couldn't calm him down for a minute. Today, he tells me that his mom will be coming to help out. I asked him to tell her never mind because he should be able to do it on his own. He called me ridiculous, and it shouldn't matter, but I think it really does. I can't be bothered at work unless absolutely necessary, so I wanted this to be our trial. His mom will also be working on Mondays, so it's not like she will be available to help out then. His mom is taking his side, but of course she will cause our son as her only grandson. So, Ada for telling husband to figure it out and step up? This is my first Ada post, and I'm frustrated just writing this, so if you need more details to decide, just let me know, and I'll respond. Ito. I had a C-section and I exclusively breastfed, so I physically could not leave the baby in the first 2 months. My lactation consultant told me not to pump until after 2 months as I needed to establish my milk supply. He took care of my while I took care of baby. He doesn't do nothing. When I started pumping, husband was already at work. Husband does do feedings now. ETA 2. This isn't a punch towards his mother. I adore her. It's really about him being independent with the baby. She helps us, and I always appreciate it. IDK. Why y'all think I'm spiteful? ETA 3. When my husband is home, I do separate myself from them by going to a different room, but he does often come to the room for help. I'm not just dropping him off. So what do you think? Ada? Next story coming up. I gave birth to mine and my husband's first child 1 week ago. My husband and my Emil have since then been acting like I'm extremely fragile and should be on bed rest. I really don't feel as fragile as they think I am. I can do mostly everything I used to do before getting pregnant, just now with some mild discomfort and pain downstairs. I've gotten through the worst of it by now. Due to having a newborn and with everything going on at the moment, my husband and Miel have been lecturing me if I try to do anything other than stay in bed with our newborn. If we need anything from the store or have to take care of anything that requires for us to go outside, my husband will be the one to run out and take care of it. I've only been out less than a handful of times since giving birth, and these were just for occasions that I absolutely had to be there for. Today, my husband and I decided we were tired of eating unfrozen chicken broth, and neither of us had the energy to cook, so he went out to get us some takeout. He came back about an hour later with no food. It should have taken him 15 minutes max, as the place he was going to was fast food and like a 3-minute drive from our house. Mind you, he left his phone at home because it was uncharged. So this entire time I had no way to contact him and ask where he was at. When he came back, he told me he had been downstairs at my MIL's apartment the whole time. She's our neighbor, mounting her TV and getting a few things done for her. He asked if I still wanted takeout. I was obviously annoyed that he couldn't at least come back upstairs and let me know he'd be taking care of his mom's apartment first, and had me waiting for him thinking I'd get some food by the end of it. I told him no, I'd go get my own food now and that I'm tired of sitting at home just because he and his mom say I should. As I was leaving, he asked if I didn't feel bad leaving our newborn. I told him that he obviously didn't, so why should I? The thing is, I do feel guilty and I don't know why. I feel like we should both be with our baby right now, even if he thinks remodeling his mom's apartment is more important. Atia, what do you think? Let me know in the comments before we continue to the last one. My husband has this best friend, Anna. They've been friends for a long time and dated years ago, mutually deciding that it's best for them to remain friends. I've had no problem with this relationship until now. On the day that I gave birth, Anna's brother got into a car accident. My husband got a call from her in the middle of the night and asked him if he could drop her at the hospital her brother was at, an hour away from us, since she was too scared to drive. My husband agreed, told me quickly while I was half asleep and rushed out. A few hours later, I had contractions and called my husband. He didn't pick up after multiple tries, so I gave up and called my dad, who drove me to the local hospital, 12 minutes away. I was so scared of giving birth alone since I've had about 3 miscarriages and 1 stillborn. My husband promised me that no matter what, he'd be there for me. Guess what? He wasn't. We called multiple times while I was in labor, and when he finally picked up my dad's call when I was giving birth, saying that he'd misplaced his phone in the chaos, my dad informed him that no matter how fast he drives anymore, he's going to miss the birth of his child. Well, my husband took that as, he's already screwed up, so it doesn't matter when he shows up at this point. So when he finally came, our daughter was about 5 hours old and I'd already moved to the maternity ward. When he came, I refused to let him see our baby. Edit, did let husband hold and play with baby after discharge. Because I was so high on emotions and was shaking when I saw him and didn't want it negatively affect my time with the baby. I told him that I didn't care and that his daughter has already come second to him and all she did was be born. I'm putting my daughter's and my health first and won't let her be sidelined. My husband agreed and left. However, Anna called me later and said that I was being controlling and she'd never met someone as cruel as me for not letting a father see his baby. I told her that my husband made his decision and that this was his doing, not mine. But now, I can't help feel cruel in my actions and feel like I'm depriving my baby of both her parents being together. My husband sees her a few hours each day now. Ada? Edit. I feel like this is useful information and could explain why I was so mad. Anna's brother was not in a life-death situation. He had serious injuries, but most were concentrated on his legs and arm. He did have a concussion but gained consciousness soon. Anna was there along with both her parents who managed all the hospital stuff. My husband was there as a emotional support for Anna. I did let my husband see our baby right after I got discharged. Edit, husband saw baby, husband held baby, husband played with baby. I wanted a couple days of rest and bonding with the baby since my emotions were so high, and I was afraid if my husband was a continuous presence, I'd get stressed and something bad would happen. I told him as such. They spend time together, but I'm still cold with him. I may still be the asshole, I don't know, but I'm still so mad at him. And it's not the first time he put Anna before me. I can forgive the other times since I could handle it, but this time was the straw. I was so scared to hold my baby because I was paranoid. The minute I touch her, something would happen to her and no one was there to comfort me. I only had my dad, but he wasn't in the delivery room, which is why I'm not too keen on forgiving my husband. Also, we both knew the baby was due any time now, so I don't understand why my husband didn't have his phone on him. We even tried reaching out to Anna, and she didn't pick up either. After he learned I was giving birth, they already knew that Anna's brother was going to be all right. He spent that time making sure that Anna was okay and feeding her, and then waiting for the brother to regain consciousness. He could have come back after seeing his daughter to talk with the brother. He would have made it back in time. Edit. So many of you got it wrong. I'm not preventing him from ever seeing his baby. That is stupid and unreasonable. He literally saw her about a day later when we were discharged and safely at my dad's home. He already didn't see her for 5 hours on purpose and put Anna first. I didn't think an additional day would make much of a difference. And it wasn't to him. He was happy to see the baby, and he spends time with her all the time. She's 2 months now. And also, I'm not mad about the fact he went to see Anna. I'm mad that he didn't think we were a high priority to rush back to. He left me so quickly in the middle of the night when I was already late. He couldn't have left Anna in the care of her parents and rushed as soon as possible. She's not a child and she doesn't have any mental health issues either. Edit 3. So sorry for all the edits. But someone just messaged me this. What if my baby was born a stillborn again? He had no way to know since he and I didn't have any contact after I gave birth. Thank the stars, my baby is healthy and well, but it was a possibility. Edit update. Thank you everyone for your replies. I think that I was an asshole for using my child against him and should have told him that he could hold and then asked him to leave. So the divorce is probably going to happen. My brother is looking at lawyers for me. In the midst of this whole mess, this post made me realize I never checked on Anna's brother to see how he's healing because I was so irked by Anna. I called him and he said that he was doing well and will be out of his wheelchair soon. He asked about me and the baby and how I was doing with the split, and if I was okay with my husband and Anna. I can't believe I was so oblivious. I thought they had an emotional thing going on because of this, and when I confronted my husband, he denied it and said me and our baby were his priority and he made a mistake, and he was being dumb. Yeah, no. Anna's brother kindly informed me that he and Anna's parents thought that my husband and I split when I was 7 months pregnant and that Anna and him were back on. He showed up at the hospital as Anna's boyfriend, which is why they didn't bat an eye that he was there, and not with his pregnant wife. Because apparently we split, her brother's procedures were done well before the afternoon, so I don't know that my husband and Anna were doing for all those hours, but I don't even want to know. So now it's up to you. Tell me, who is guilty? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you there.